Hi, you have had it happen before. A conversation gets unexpectedly interrupted right before the main point. A television show gets cut off exactly one episode before the finale. A heavy task sits partially finished on your desk. Some the entire day, some small part of your brain simply will not let it go. You finished plenty of other important things today, but you do not remember any of them. Interrupted task is quietly using up attention you never willingly gave. Your mental battery drains rapidly because this unfinished business constantly eats away your energy. There is a specific reason for that, and it was discovered almost by accident. In the 1920s, a brilliant Soviet psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik was sitting in a busy Vienna cafe with her mentor. She was closely watching a waiter work. The place was chaotic. There were dozens of tables and absolutely no written tickets. It was just memory. He could easily recall an enormous, complicated order perfectly well. He remembered it down to the very last modification with zero problem. But then, customer paid the bill. Zeigarnik asked him to repeat the order back again. He could not do it. The details were completely gone instantly. It was exactly as if they had never been there at all. That really should not happen. A longer, complex order should be harder to forget, not easier. But something about the simple act of paying that bill had erased it completely and instantly. Zeigarnik went back to a lab to test what she had seen by accident. Gave people a long series of small, simple mental tasks and basic puzzles. She let them finish half of them normally. The other half she interrupted abruptly partway through. She interrupted them for absolutely no reason the chosen participants could see. Hours later, she asked everyone in the study to try and recall the tasks. People remembered the interrupted ones almost twice as often as the completed ones today. The pattern held up again and again, undeniably true. Your brain is simply not built to file away information efficiently. It is built to keep unfinished business active. It keeps it active on purpose, at a low simmer. Because as far as your nervous system is concerned, an unfinished task might still require your immediate action. This is exactly why an open tab in your browser feels vastly different from a closed one. It occupies significantly more mental space than things you have finished. Completion sends your brain a clear signal saying, stand down. This is handled. Interruption sends the exact opposite signal demanding you stay alert. This is absolutely not over. And your brain takes that signal seriously. The unfinished thing is a psychology experiment from 100 years ago, or the unfolded laundry sitting in your basket. Entertainment figured this out long before psychologists gave it a recognized name. Cliffhanger works for this exact reason. End an episode right in the middle of action. When they do that, the audience brain will not let the story go overnight. Streaming platforms building autoplay countdowns are not just being highly convenient for you today. They are actively preventing the one moment where your brain might actually resolve the loop, close the entire story, and walk away feeling completely satisfied and well-rested. Every single notification badge with a small red number does the exact same job. It is not helpful information. It is simply an unclosed loop demanding your attention. Sits stubbornly on your home screen, and your brain will keep glancing at it long after you have consciously decided it does not actually matter right now. Here is the part almost nobody mentions when they explain this effect. Obvious fix seems to be finish more things and constantly close every single open loop. Get the inbox to zero and answer every message. But later research on this very same psychological effect found something significantly stranger about our human psychology and behavior. You truly do not actually need to finish the task to quiet your brain down. Just need to make a highly concrete, specific plan for finishing it. In follow-up studies, people who wrote down a specific plan for an unfinished task stopped experiencing the same intrusive, pegging recall almost entirely without finishing the task. The brain was not demanding completion. It was demanding a detailed plan it could trust. That completely changes what an overflowing list actually is in your daily life. It is not a list of your failures. It is a list of open loops your brain faithfully keeps warm because you have not told it exactly when. A vague list makes it worse, because vague is not a proper plan. Brain cannot stand down until you give it a highly specific date and time. So the nagging thought that will not let you sleep is not a character flaw. It is a very old psychological mechanism doing exactly what it evolved for. Do not owe your brain completion today. You simply owe it a specific plan. Write down the next concrete step, and your mind will finally truly rest.